What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video where we will talk about Adama Traore. He's very upset at Wolves. Apparently he's pissed off at the Wolves manager and he wants to leave the club, and Liverpool are favorites to sign Adama Traore. Let me know, do you think that Liverpool need another winger to really bolster the Liverpool's attacking threat in the coming months and in the coming years? Let me know in the comments below. But first, let's talk about Mo Salah, because he tested positive again on Wednesday in Egypt, so he has to still remain in quarantine, self-isolating, and he cannot travel back to Liverpool to train with the Liverpool first team. So he will now 100% miss the Leicester game and the Atalanta game, and Liverpool are sweating on whether Mo Salah will be available for the Brighton game. Even Salah missing the Leicester and Atalanta games is a big blow for Liverpool, because Salah in 8 Premier League games scored 8 goals and he is in the best form of his career. The good news that Andy Robertson played last night for Scotland, where they lost to Israel 1-0, but Andy Robertson is fit and ready to go. Fabinho and Thiago are still not in training yet, which is very concerning, but at least Matip is fit and ready to go against Leicester. And I really hate this international break, and I'm really happy. The only good news is that we won't have an international break until like March, so like 3 or 4 months. But for the next 4 weeks, Liverpool will have to play 2 games every week, and that is going to be a very grueling schedule. But guys, if you enjoy these Liverpool transfer news videos, leave a like, subscribe, turn on the bell notifications so you never miss the latest Liverpool uploads. I really thank you so much for your awesome support on the recent videos. A brand new Liverpool career mode episode is coming later tonight. It's a big one, and according to many various newspapers, Adama Traore is really pissed off with Wolves over their strategy to get him to sign a new contract, because Nuno Espirito Santo, the Wolves manager, has only started Adama Traore in just 3 Premier League matches this season. Wolves already played 8 games, and the other 5 matches he was only substituted off the bench. And considering that Adama Traore was one of the most dangerous players for Wolves last season, I mean, his goals helped Wolves beat Manchester City home and away, which hasn't happened for Wolves in decades before. And I mean, last season he started 27 games in the Premier League and also played another 10 games off the bench, scoring 4 goals and getting 9 assists. So yes, he wasn't like the most prolific, but still he contributed. In 27 starts he contributed to 13 goals, which is really significant. And according to Dermot Corrigan and Tim Spears, the journalist, the contract talks between Wolves and Traore have reached a deadlock, and basically Traore believes the offer currently on the table from Wolves doesn't reflect his value to the squad, with the likes of Liverpool heavily linked with a possible move for Traore. And this is a very interesting tactic by Wolves to make Traore sign a contract. They are basically freezing him out of the starting 11 and saying to him, either you sign a contract or you are not going to start for Wolves. Basically, I guess the club wants Traore to really commit his cause, and Traore's right now Traore's existing deal runs until 2023. But what if he wants to leave Wolves? What if he wants to sign for another club? What if he wants a new challenge in his career, open a new chapter in his career? I mean, loyalty should go both ways. Actually, a source told the newspapers Adama thinks it could be part of a strategy to get him to sign a new contract, but he does not want to. So that's why Adama Traore thinks that he is not in the starting 11. He's a bit pissed off, to be honest, because of that. But Wolves are saying that he is just not in Nuno's starting 11 for football reasons. But can you honestly say that Podence and Neto are better players than Adama Traore? I don't think so. They are younger players who are not as prolific as Adama Traore. So I don't really get this, that Traore only started 3 games. Why else would he not start regularly for Wolves unless it was to make him sign a new contract? And it's not a a clean tactic by Wolves, let me say it like that. And I mean, an impact player like Adama Traore off the bench at Liverpool would be mightily exciting. And Adama Traore is still a young player, he's still only like 24 I think, so he has a lot of years in him. Long term he could be replacing Mohamed Salah in 3 or 4 years. Adama Traore could be starting regularly for Liverpool. So I think there is some legs in this transfer story, that Liverpool could be seriously looking at Adama Traore and bringing him in. We already signed Diogo Jota for 40 million, but that looks like a bargain. And if Adama Traore has the same impact as Diogo Jota, then I think Liverpool could be one of the most dangerous teams going forward. We are already one of the most dangerous teams, but with Adama Traore, the options, the strength in depth for Liverpool would be absolutely crazy. And I think we need a transfer like this because, as you can see, there are loads of injuries happening this season, loads of players getting COVID and so on and so forth. So I think Liverpool need as big a squad as they can get. And Trent Alexander-Arnold went out of his way to praise Adama Traore recently in an interview. This is what Trent said about Adama Traore. It's almost not human the way he can change direction and really go. I've never felt so powerless against someone. People are faster than you, that's inevitable, but you can get yourself in good positions, give yourself a head start and get yourself in the race. But with Adama Traore, and with his power as well, there's nothing you can really do. I remember last season when he came on at Anfield, he's just turned and knocked it forward and he was gone. I've never felt like that before. It has to be him. It has to be. And it looks like Wolves are more and more frustrated with Adama Traore because he agreed a deal verbally, but he hasn't actually signed the contract. And the fact that Wolves are really not starting him also contributed to Adama Traore not getting a goal or an assist this season. So let me know, what do you think about this? What do you think about Adama Traore? Is this a way for Wolves to force Adama Traore to sign a contract, or is this just Adama Traore not really want to commit his long-term future to Wolves because he knows that if he signs a new contract, it will be almost impossible for him to leave Wolves in the next 1 or 2 years? And maybe that's what he wants. Maybe that's on his mind. Maybe he wants to leave the club and try something else, get a new chapter in his career. And we have talked about that there is a concern with Denmark's COVID cases, and as a consequence of that, Liverpool might have to play the Midtjylland-Liverpool game not in Denmark but in Germany. And now the Daily Mail and especially Dominic King, the journalist, reported that UEFA are considering moving the fixture away from Denmark, and Dortmund's Westfalen Stadium has been earmarked to host the game. It is needed to be moved. And I just really hope that we can play the game. And I hope it's not in Denmark, because these COVID cases are really frightening, that the news that has been coming out from Denmark. So I really hope that Liverpool won't be risking exposing their players to it. So I hope the game is moved and we can play in Dortmund's famous stadium, because that is a beautiful, wonderful stadium. Jurgen Klopp called that stadium home for 7 years. So it would probably be a heartwarming feeling for Jurgen Klopp as well to play there. Kenny Dalglish, the Liverpool legend, one of my all-time favorite Liverpool players and managers, praised Jurgen Klopp and his potential, attacking potential, and the variety that Liverpool can choose from in the attacking department. This is what he said: it's great to have that rich choice of attackers, and that is what Jurgen has got. Some games he might play all 4 of the attackers like he did at Man City, but some games he might have to play 3 or choose to play 2 if he wants to change the personnel. For Diogo Jota to come in and score as freely as he has done, to make such an impact, not always having played the full game, will do him a world of good. The belief he will have in himself and the confidence supporters will have in him too. It's important when someone comes in and settles straight away. For the player and the club, just look at the contribution he has made. I'm not particularly concerned about Firmino. Bobby is a great player with a great touch and gets through an awful lot of work. He complements Mo Salah and Sadio Mane when the 3 of them play together, and obviously the 4 of them played together at Man City and were really good together. And now with Salah being in isolation, I think it's pretty evident that we will play Mane, Bobby Firmino and Jota up front against Leicester. I just really hope that our defense can hold the Leicester players, and hopefully we can just score more goals than Leicester and win that game. And Paul Joyce, who has very good connections with Liverpool and he's working for the Times as a journalist, actually said that Jordan Henderson is unlikely to be fit for the Liverpool-Leicester tie because he was sent home after picking up an injury in the England-Belgium game. And I mean, that means that probably Wijnaldum, who has actually played 3 games in 7 days for the Netherlands. Wijnaldum, Naby Keita and maybe Curtis Jones has to start in midfield because it looks like Thiago, Fabinho, Jordan Henderson are all out injured. Oxlade-Chamberlain still long-term injury as well. So that's 4 midfielders out. Neco Williams also picked up a knock and he didn't play for Wales. So it looks like James Milner might have to start at right back. Matip might have to start with Nathaniel Phillips at centre back because Reece Williams also picked up a knock, and Robertson hopefully will be fit, but at least we have Tsimikas, who also played for Greece twice in a row now, so at least Tsimikas' fitness is getting ready. So it looks like James Milner could play right back, Phillips and Matip at centre back and Robertson at left back. What a weird, strange back four that could be. And it's not ideal, but that's what Liverpool have to contend with. And I just really hope that we can at least get a result against Leicester. I wouldn't be too disappointed even with a draw because of the circumstances, of course. And John Barnes actually said that Liverpool shouldn't make knee-jerk like panic buys, panic transfers in the January transfer window. And let's hear his argument and then I will say my opinion as well. So there are a lot of people saying that Liverpool must buy a new centre-back in January, but when you break it down, most players except for Van Dijk will be back before them. Yes, most players, but not Gomez and not Van Dijk. Those are, I think, the 2 most significant injury concerns long-term for Liverpool. There is no need for a knee-jerk reaction, John Barnes continued. Liverpool have always planned ahead of time, but depending on the situation in January, the transfer window may become significant in terms of Liverpool needing more players due to the current situation. There is no need to harp on about it. We have to deal with it and not let the negativity creep into the dressing room, because that is when it can affect our results. When Van Dijk got injured, no one got carried away. We were still winning games at the right end of the table. Liverpool can't worry about these things that they have no control over. So until the January transfer window, Liverpool must work with what they have, and they must have full faith in Jurgen Klopp and the setup, regardless of whatever graduates are coming through in the January window. No one was complaining when we played Everton with 9 graduates and we were still competitive. He's talking about 9 young players, youth academy graduates. We still have a league to compete in, and that must be the primary focus. And Liverpool still have 11 games to play before the January transfer window, so let's focus on those. And I'm sure that Jurgen Klopp and the transfer committee at Liverpool will work behind the scenes on deals. And there has been a strange decision which I welcome very, very much, but I don't know why it was made. No official explanation has been given, but the VAR official David Coote was taken off duty and he was switched with a different referee. There has been huge criticism, of course, of this guy who failed to give Pickford a red card for ending Van Dijk's season. And of course, after that Everton-Liverpool game, so Liverpool contacted the Premier League questioning the failure of VAR to actually scrutinize the Pickford challenge and give a red card for that. And the FA confirmed that Pickford would face no retrospective action, as the incident was seen by the match officials, which still blows my mind that referees, VAR and on-pitch referees looked at it and said that's not a red card when it ended Van Dijk's season. I really hope that this guy David Coote will never referee Liverpool game in the Premier League again, because he's not fit to be on VAR duty. He's not fit to be on referee duty. And that's my opinion. I know it's harsh, but how can you not give Pickford a red card for that? There is no excuse for that. And that's my opinion. Let me know what is yours in the comments below. And thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video.